Welcome to our presentation on Salesforce.com for Defense Contractors. In the next few minutes, we're going to learn how you can leverage the cloud to achieve real success in defense sales and grow your business through using the powerful effects of Salesforce.com customized for the defense industry to be more successful. Let's start by talking about some of the challenges that are facing the defense industry. Number one, we're hearing more and more that the sales process within defense is very complex. This also means that users and sales users have limited access to the appropriate influencers and decision makers that are involved in making a go or no-go decision. In addition to that, limited sales and lead qualification staff means that users are being asked to do more work with less resources and need to have tools that enable them to use those resources more efficiently. And this also includes increasing competition and price pressure, which means that we need to be more strategic in our selling while having to be more tactical because of limited resources. So Salesforce.com for Defense Contractors was designed specifically around this idea of developing a highly customized version of Salesforce.com that takes all the benefits of Salesforce.com and combines it with the benefits of those things that are needed in the defense industry. This includes simplifying the sales process as well as relationship mapping, so understanding who the key influencers are and being able to see that within the CRM world. That also includes automating sales and lead generation, which includes things like bringing leads automatically from the website or bringing leads automatically into the system from emails, and using that data to route more effectively to the appropriate sales rep, either based on territory or based on skill set. This also means simple dashboards for better insight into the sales process, so salespeople know where in the sales process they are, and more importantly, have information at their fingertips that can enable them to be more effective in that sales process. This also includes improving territory management, so knowing where in your territory geographically your prospects and your customers are located and taking steps to leverage that information to be more successful. And finally, because this is Salesforce.com and it's designed specifically for the defense industry, Salesforce.com for Defense is very competitive in terms of the price per user for those individuals in your organization that will be using it. So the big idea around powerfully simple dashboards or using dashboards to enable your salespeople to sell more effectively is, number one, it gives them real-time sales pipeline. It also gives you the ability to integrate real-time or real sales history into the context of the information that salespeople are using. It allows you to track actual versus potential opportunities, so you can see what your customers are buying compared to what they could be buying, and again be able to see that on a geographic basis, as well as the ability to see declining accounts. So if you sell a consumable product or something that may be associated with a large capital equipment sale, you can see if those trends are negative and if there's any kind of buying patterns that you need to be aware of. On the opposite side of this, it also means growing accounts, so being able to see which accounts are growing and be able to duplicate that across your account base. Salesforce.com for Defense also includes territory management, which is the ability to map accounts based on where they're located geographically and map those accounts based on data sets. So it enables you to see not only where your prospects are, for example, or your customers are, for that example, but you can see where people are located based on the particular products they buy or the kinds of products they buy. This includes proximity mapping for both customers and prospects or any other data set that you choose. So being able to see a certain number of accounts within a certain radius or radial distance from a particular location on the map is one of the key tools that enables organizations to be effective in this. And this is really valuable for those organizations that sell aggressively into military establishments and being able to see where there is density associated with the accounts that you're working on. This also means geocoding and integrating that geocoding data with your sales data. So again, being able to see by location where your accounts are located and what kind of sales numbers they're generating. The other part of this is that the ability to integrate Salesforce.com with your information and integrate that with your backend systems is also very, very valuable. And so this ability to integrate with your actual billing data is very, very important. And what that enables you to do is distribute information that's key to your users in the context of the information that they're using. Secondly, it allows you to show critical account trends by territory and by account so that you can see where your sales are taking place, not only geographically like I mentioned earlier, but also by account, by territory. It also enables you to provide real-time interpretation. So the key tool that enables your sales reps to sell more effectively is essentially knowing where they stand. And so being able to identify, is this a good trend or a bad trend? So we always say red bad, green good, and being able to take advantage of that information in a real-time environment. Now, one of the advantages of Salesforce.com in general and Salesforce.com for defense in particular is the ability to deploy this information via mobile devices. So the ability to provide immediate access to critical information on any device and in any environment. This also includes the ability the flexibility to use these devices such as iPad, iPhone, Android, BlackBerry, etc. This also means accessing customer sales data using those same devices. So again, like your prospect data, also being able to access your customer data in that environment is very, very useful. And then finally, being able to access that same territory trend data that we've shown you in other dashboards, but being able to access it on the handheld device. So this brings up the broader issue of what's the value of cloud computing. And so as we talk more about Salesforce.com, it's very valuable to talk about the whole cloud computing model. So Salesforce has created this whole industry called cloud computing, and the whole concept that they support is what they call multi-tenancy, which is basically a fancy way of saying that all the organizations that use Salesforce use the same essential infrastructure, which enables Salesforce to automatically upgrade their system, provide a very scalable solution that provides a pay-as-you-go model. It's very elastic, but requires very little capital expense, meaning no servers and no hardware. Very modest operating expenses, and probably the biggest idea is that it scales with your business. So these concepts that are available in the cloud enable us to take advantage of these benefits that Salesforce.com provides. So the ability to manage accounts and contacts, or opportunities, or provide forecasting and real-time analytics, or the ability to integrate with things like AppExchange and or real-time approvals and workflow. These are the major benefits or major features that Salesforce provides, and being able to provide those in the context of defense is very, very valuable. So one of the things that this slide shows is the type of success that customers have experienced using Salesforce.com. And this is a broad view across broad industries. But I'd like you just to look at some of these performance metrics and pick one or two that look like they would be very either important for your business or much needed for your business. So that might mean including your forecast accuracy there on the left-hand side, or increasing your win rates, or your deal size, or your lead conversion, or your sales revenues. So usually there's one or two key metrics that our clients find really relate to their business and relate to their current environment. And so being able to understand what the value is and then being able to understand how to get there is very, very important. So one of the final things I want to share with you is just the strong growth that Salesforce has had in their customer base. And what this graph represents is really a very successful and very dynamic ecosystem of customers. And just like Defense, Salesforce is offering many capabilities that allow their platform to be used in many different environments. And so what this number represents is a tremendous amount of innovation and a tremendous amount of ideas and improvements that are constantly being made in their platform and in their product. What's also interesting is the revenue growth that Salesforce has experienced. Having achieved being one of the first companies to ever achieve over $1 billion in revenue as a cloud company is very, very impressive, and it's done based on the incremental benefit that is received by individual clients across these various industries. So in summary, what we've talked about today is the Salesforce.com product for defense contractors. We'd like to invite you to come to our website at ismsystems.com and learn more about this particular product. You can also contact us directly at 877-553-0485, and also sign up for a free trial of Salesforce.com for Defense. Thank you very much.